Funny how much of the mainstream right-wing people like Alex Jones talk about how one of the biggest issues in the United States, which is like obviously the king of the world, is things like Sharia law, Islamic, taking over the country. When it's like, okay, what is America famous for right now? Jeffrey Epstein, like cultural degeneration, Hollywood, like satanic rituals, forcing the world on using their currency system, international wars that are totally unethical, right? Being fat, being slutty, doing a lot of drugs, a lot of racial conflict. The African Americans seem to be a lot of issues still with murder and all those cultural issues. What else is America known for? Like being arrogant, right? Like not being a reality in terms of like how the whole world sees them, you know? And there's a lot of cultural decline. You go to the major cities, San Francisco, it looks like Grand Theft Auto. I went there in 2023. It's like broken down cars driving through the city, smashed up, like sparks flying. Try to get something delivered, like the drivers like smell like cannabis. There's incredible amounts of homeless people, huge issue, right? But then they're talking about issues like, oh, Sharia law is the issue. I mean, it kind of seems like majority of the issues are based on things like debt and like promiscuousness. And obviously, Christian European countries, like they're not compatible exactly with like Muslims. I get it. But there's been so much more of a drag on the cultural decline from like liberal democratic value system as opposed to the threat of Sharia law and Muslim culture affecting the United States. Like liberal democracy and the idea of like the sex and drugs and liberty and like having no structure, no boundaries, no order, no God. That's a totally like a liberal democratic issue, not like an Islamic influence. And there's lots of issues with the youth in terms of like sex addiction, pornography addiction, like nihilism, and just basically one of the main issues in the Western country like the United States is the low birth rate and the lack of family values, and obviously there's huge issues with women in the workforce in terms of like their best years have been taken away to get into some kind of like progressive field like liberal democratic STEM field, and then so there's like a huge issue of the family unit where there's a lot of trauma, a lot of mental health issues from like the lack of family unit and the clearly defined gender roles, and then obviously that branches out to a lot of things like obesity and sexual disorientation and also the world's waking up to the fact that there's a lot of unethical, like the entire US economy is based on war, and to say like it's very very fascinating. Like I've seen this clip of this lady with a very voluptuous bust talk about how Sharia law. Tommy Robinson was just on the show and how it's so bad. Like how he loves how in Texas they're willing to talk about how they really don't want Sharia law and Muslim culture influence in America. But it's like, yeah, but look at the effect of the main imposition of Sharia law. Look at the Zionist liberal democratic values from Tel Aviv, from Hollywood and New York. What's that done for America? What's that done to have like break up the family to like tell girls to go get drunk in college and then go to like an arts degree and then like just become like a Marxist and be like, oh yeah, the whole system's broken, and then just like slur yourself around, and then she has to go with like settle for something, and then she goes for guys who are like totally effeminate and then so the gene pool's weakened because she thinks that it's better to be the boss. She wants someone she can control, she can call the shots, but then she's at the mercy of the state. The problem is in liberal democracy is that you're at the mercy of the state, as in when you have no structures or boundaries from religion or tradition, then you're at the mercy of whatever's in vogue from the establishment. And obviously women are much more agreeable. The 5-factor analysis of personality, they're more agreeable, more susceptible to propaganda, and so obviously it's better to have them in charge. And obviously Sharia law, one of the main things is that the women are kept in a position of out of position of authority. But it's like, oh, that's not even, that's not equality. But the thing is, it's not equal, because if you're going to be at the top, you have the right to critique, you have to be right to be assassinated, you have the right to be have all your baggage and all your personality flaws analyzed. So I think a lot of women are sold a false dream. They've been sold these Jewish values of like liberalism and nihilism and decadence and Dionysian values, lack of order and structure, and so I don't want Sharia law either. I think that Christian Europeans little bit different, quite different, and don't really need that. But I don't want the opposition either. And I think that it's really important for the right wing to recognise that there is right now there's more of a Jewish influence right now than there is a Muslim influence in the West. And how about we swat all those flies away and just follow Christ? You know what I'm saying?